Welcome dear students, my name is Swati DS, lecturer in Department of Computer Science, Vishwamanava Composite PU College, Chitradurga. In the last session, we started the chapter called Database Concept. In that, we discussed mainly about the definition of database, and we also discussed about the language used to create the database, and we also discussed what do you mean by query and what are the different softwares that are used for creation of database. And when you consider these things, we know that database is a collection of logically related data that can be accessed, easily managed and updated. And when you consider the language used for creation of database is called SQL language. It is called as structured query language. Expansion of SQL is structured query language, and we are having several softwares to create the database. One is Oracle and another one is IBM DB2 and Microsoft SQL Server and Microsoft Access. These are the different softwares used for the creation of database. And we also discussed about the applications of database, where we are using these databases in our real life, that we discussed in the previous class. One is this database can be used in banking, airlines and rails, and it is used in current and water billing systems, and it is used in credit card generations, and it is used in sales and human resources use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, and it is also used in colleges and universities, and details of all this we discussed in the previous class. And along with that, we also discussed the definition of fact and data and information. Fact ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, data ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, information ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the very important concept called as evolution of database. So in this, we are going to discuss about evolution of database. Evolution of database means how this database came into existence. That we are going to discuss in this class. When you consider the evolution of database, in this we are going to discuss mainly about the two concepts. One is manual file system. One is manual file system. And another one is computerized file system. So we are going to discuss about these two concepts under evolution of database. First one is manual file system and second one is computerized file system. So what do you mean by manual file system? Agar manual file system andrenu, the name itself tells, manual file system means this file system is managed by paper and pen or paper and pencil. So this is the file system which is managed by paper and pencil. It is also called as paper and pencil system. Idina paper and pencil system anta kuda karitivi. Historically, in ancient years or historically, the file system came into existence. During that days, it is called as paper and pencil system. The manual file system na now paper and pen system anta karitivi. Ancient or in historically, it is called as paper and pen system. And when you consider manual file system, when we are using this, ಈ manual file system ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, as long as the collection of data is small. So ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ collection of data ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, as long as the collection of data is small, and the next condition is when the organization users needs less reporting requirement, requirements. So when we are using manual file system, now manual file system na ಯಾವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, one thing is when the collection of data is small. So if the collection of data is relatively small, then we are preferring manual file system. And one more condition is when the organization's users needs a less reporting repository or less reporting requirements, means if the data requirement or the information requirement is very less in the organization, then we can do that by using paper and pen, that is called as manual file system. In this case, the manual file system is served, and the manual file system also acts as the data repository. It roles also has data repository. That means repository means storage. Repository indicates storage. Now manual file system na storage ಆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Means we collected the information by using paper and pen and it is placed in one file. ಆ information ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, that is called as file. means which is done by using the paper, ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ರೆಡಿಮೇಡ್ ಫೈಲ್ ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದರೊಳಗಡೆ ಶೀಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇ ಬರೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಪೇಪರ್ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೆಸ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ as data repository. And when you come to a computerized file system, now computerized file system ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, has the organizations grow, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, has the organizations grow, the data reporting requirements becomes complex. Means as the organizations grow, as the institution grow, as the companies grow, the data repository or the data reporting requirements become complex. Means more data is required or more data is needed. When this condition arises, there is a default or there is a difficult to manage the data by using manual file system. ಇಂಥ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಆರ್ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೋ, data reporting requirements becomes complex. So keeping track of data by using manual file system becomes difficult. So that companies looking for computer technology to help. ಈ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಇಂದನೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ those storage facilities. And we know that if you consider college is an example, if we are having only 30 members of students, bari 30 jana students idare anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, I can maintain the database of a student in manual file system. ನಾನೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರ್ದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಲರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಆಫೀಸ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಗ್ರೋ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್, ಡಾಟಾನು ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, computerized file system. So this is about the basics about manual file system and computerized file system. Next we are going to discuss about very important 3-mark question, that is difference between manual file processing and computerized file processing, or manual data processing or computerized data processing. Very important for 3 marks. The difference between manual data processing and computerized data processing. Next we will discuss about that. So important for 3 marks. Manual data processing, manual data processing, and next one is computerized data processing, manual data processing and computerized data processing. And it can also be asked for 5 marks. 3 marks sigadru keltare annual examinations alli. They may ask it for 5 marks. So let us discuss about the difference between manual data processing and computerized data processing. The first point is the volume of data that can be processed. Volume of data that can be processed is limited and desirable time. So volume of data that can be processed is limited in desirable time. And in this, the first point is the volume of data that can be processed, is large in desirable time. So when you observe the first point, it is very easy. The amount of data or the volume of data that we want to process by using manual data processing is limited in desirable time. Means if I give 1 hour to write the details of 100 students, ನಾನು 1 hour time ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 100 students in details ಬರೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it will become somewhat difficult, or limited students 150 student details ನಾನು ಬರೀಬಹುದು. So that is a desirable time. And when you come to a computerized file system, if you enter the details of students once, ನೀನು ಒಂದು ಸಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಬರ್ದಿಟ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, you can access any time you want. ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. That means volume of data that can be processed is large in desirable time. And when you consider the amount of calculation, that means ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಈಗ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟಿನ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲಿ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್. But if you use the computer for processing the percentage of a student, it can be large students. ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ನ ಇನ್ ಡಿಸೈರಬಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So that is the first difference. And next one is the large quantity of paper is required. Large quantity of paper is required. And when you come to here, reasonable, less amount of or less quantity of paper is required. We know that when you consider the manual data processing, we know that it requires the paper and pen to manage the documents or manage the information. Means the large quantity of paper is required. ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ to write, to manage the files in piece of data, manual data processing. And And when you come to a computerized data processing, it requires reasonable less quantity of paper, means the papers are used here only to take the printout of already entered data. ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡಾಟಾ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರದ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ಔಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಂದು 4-5 ಶೀಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರೀಸನಬಲ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರೈಸ್ಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್. And third point is labor cost is high. Labor cost is high means to maintain the manual data processing or to maintain the manual file system we require the more peoples to work. ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. That means we have to pay the salary for them. That indicates the labor cost is high. And when you come to a computerized file system, labor cost is less. That means there is only 1 or 2 persons is necessary to maintain the documents in the computer, so that the number of labors becomes less. When the number of labors less, the cost is also becomes less. And the fourth point, the speed and accuracy at which data is executed is limited. And when you come to a computerized system, the speed and accuracy at which data is processed is faster. So as we know, manual file system andre the speed or accuracy of answer means exactness of answer. ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆನಾ ಅಥವಾ 100% ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಎ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುಯಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗೋ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಕ್ಯುರಸಿ ಅಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ದ ಡಾಟಾ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್. And when you come to a computerized system, as we know, the speed of a computer and accuracy at which the job of execution is faster. Accuracy is one of the characteristics of computer. It usually generates the output in more accurate. Alva namige baruva answer yavaglu enagirutte accurate ಆಗಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So the job and accuracy at which the data is executed, or you can write processed, yavadru baribodu. The data is executed is faster. And the last point is, which one is used as a storage for manual data processing? If you are maintaining a manual file system, we are using storage medium as paper. Alva now manual file system na use ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ which one become the storage medium? Storage medium is paper is the storage medium here. And when you come to a computerized file system, the storage medium is the secondary memory acts as a storage medium. So these are the 5 differences between manual file system and computerized file system. Very important for 3 marks. Sometimes it is also asked for 5 marks kuda kelidare. So next concept, again very important concept, data processing cycle. So we are going to discuss about data processing cycle, and very easy concept that we already know in the first year already. The definitions of this we discussed in first year: input, output, processing, storage, ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ first year ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದೀರಾ. So once again we are going to discuss that is called data processing cycle. So what do you mean by data processing cycle? Agar data processing cycle anta ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we know that cycle circular form. Alva, cycle means different steps or different phases which can be executed or which can be done in a circular form. And what do you mean by data processing cycle? So that means the way in which data executed in a computer system. What do you mean by data processing cycle? The way in which data processing in computer system. The way in which data processed in computer system is called data processing cycle. The way in which data processed in computer system is called data processing cycle. And when you consider the data processing cycle, this is mainly having the 5 steps in it. Data processing cycle has 5 steps or 5 phases in this. So we are going to discuss all the phases one by one. So let us write the data processing cycle diagram first. We know that before going to process the data, ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಡಾಟಾವನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಡಾಟಾ. ನಮಗೆ ಏನೇನು ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಾಟಾ ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್, ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್. Data collection is the first step, and second step is we are going to discuss about data input. After collecting the data, you have to input that data. Data input ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. After inputting data into the computer, you have to process that data. So that is called data processing. Data processing. And after processing you will get a result. Alva, ನೀವು processing ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? You will get a output, you will get a result. That output is stored in the computer memory, or the input data can also be stored in the computer memory. ನಾವು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So that the one of the step is the fourth step is data storage. Data storage is the fourth step, and after processing we will get the result. That result is stored in the computer memory, and after storing the result it has to be displayed to our user. That is called as data output. That means information. Data output andre adanna enanta helತೀವಿ, information. That information we can also fed as an input once again. ನಾವು ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಏನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. So this indicates the diagrammatic representation or schematic representation of data processing cycle. So in this we will discuss one by one. First one is the data collection. The name itself indicates it is a collection of different kinds of data. Means it may be letters, characters, alphabets, or we can numbers, images, pictures, audios, videos. Means whatever kind of data you want, ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರಹದ ಡಾಟಾ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಾಟಾ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So we will discuss the next step, that is called data input. So first one we are going to discuss now. I will take it as input. Input ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀನಿ ನಾನು. In this, input indicates any kind of data that you collected. ನಾವು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರಹದ ಡಾಟಾ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, the input refers to any kind of data, that is letters, symbols, images, audios or videos, documents, etc. But these should be raw materials which which are put into the computer needs processing. So very important point. What the input indicates? Input means it is any kind of data. That means it includes letters, symbols, images, audio, videos, documents, etc. But it should be a raw input or raw data which is put into a computer that needs to be processing. ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ತರ ಡಾಟಾನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And this data is input to the computer by using devices called keyboard. ಸರಿ, ನಾವು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟು, ಬಟ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಬೇಕು? To give the input to the computer, we require input to devices. To provide input to the computer, we require input devices. Those devices are called keyboard. The basic input devices, mouse, or any other kind of input devices such as scanners, microphones, and digital cameras, etc. These are the other input devices, and these are the basic input devices. Means we can input data to the computer by using input devices called keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone, and digital cameras. And in general we know that data must be converted into computer understandable form. Data must be converted into computer understandable form. So what is the meaning of this? We know that computer understands only binary language, or it is also called as machine level language. So what you entered by using the keyboard, all this data is a high level language, right? Now letters agirbodu, symbols agirbodu, images agirbodu, all these data are high level language. Those must be converted into machine level language when it is passed to the processing. ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ, ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಡಾಟಾ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು? ಇಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಟು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಬಲ್ form or computer understandable language. That means binary or machine level language ge change ಆಗಬೇಕು. So this is about input. So second stage, that is data input, we discussed about this. And next one is about the data processing. We are going to discuss about processing now. Processing. So what do you mean by processing? We know that after giving the input, after providing the data to the computer, it needs to be processing to generate the output. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನೀವೇನೇ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಕೂಡ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಿಗೆ, ವಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಬೈ ದ CPU. ನಾವು CPU ಹತ್ರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇನು? ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೇನು ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡು? ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ಟನ್ನು ಜನರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡು. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ processing is defined as series of actions. Processing is defined as series of actions or operations. Series of actions or operations on the data or on the input. ಈ operations na actions na ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? On the data or on the input to generate outputs. To generate the output. ನೀನು ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಡಾಟಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿನಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ what do you mean by processing? Processing means series of actions or operations on the data to generate the output. And when you consider the processing, these operations can be classified or these operations can be distinguished based on some conditions. Operations ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಸಮ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ತರ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್. So sorting means process of arrangement of elements in ascending order or descending order is called sorting, and based on accessing of data, etc. That means the operations are classified, operations are identified, or operations are separated based on the conditions, calculations, sorting, ಆಕ್ಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಇಟರೇಷನ್ ಲೂಪ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇಟರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, ಲೂಪ್ಸ್ ಗಳ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟರೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಲೂಪ್ಸ್, ಅದ್ರ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್. And the last point under this is the data is converted into information. We all know that after the processing of data, it will generate the output. The output is called information. The data is converted into information by using CPU. That is called Central Processing Unit. Clear? There are 3 points under this. Processing actions of operations on the data to generate the output. And next one is the operations are classified based on conditions, calculations, sorting, accessing of data. And last one is the data is converted into information by using the CPU. And next we are going to discuss about storage. You already know about the storage. So why we are using the storage? Storage is used to store data and information. Storage. So we are going to discuss about storage. So what is the use of memory or what is the use of storage? Storage is used to store the data and information. We are using this to store data and information. And what is the advantage of using the storage? ನಾವೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, if the data and information is not currently being used, if data or information is not currently being used, means if it is not required for you now, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇವಾಗ ಡಾಟಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ಲೇಟರ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ when data or information is not currently being required, ನನಗೆ ಡಾಟಾ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಎನಿ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಇವಾಗ ಬೇಡ, ಅದು ಇವಾಗ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಕ್ಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. And when you consider the storage, mainly we are having 2 types of storage. Already you know that one is primary memory and another one is secondary memory. First one is primary memory and the second one is secondary memory. Mainly there are 2 types of storage, primary storage and secondary storage. So what do you mean by primary storage? It stores the data or information temporarily. So it stores the data or information temporarily. And when you consider secondary storage, it stores the data and information permanently. It stores data and information permanently. And when you consider examples for primary memory, we know that examples for primary memory is RAM and ROM. And examples for secondary memory is hard disk. And one more example is floppy disk. You can write any other examples. There examples kuda baribodu. I taken only 2 examples here. So primary memory, It is used to store data and information temporarily. Example, RAM and ROM, random access memory. This is read-only memory. And when you consider secondary memory, it stores the data and information permanently. And the examples for secondary memory is hard disk, floppy disk, etc. So this is about the storage. And when you consider the next stage, that is called data output, we will call it as output. Output. We know that the result obtained after the processing of data, right? So when you consider the data, it is sent to and processing. After the processing, we will get a result. That result is called output. Our result ne navenanta karitivi output anta karitivi. So what do you mean by output? The result obtained after the processing of data is called output. And this result is presented to the user. ನಮಗೇನು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ನಾವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ, ಟು ಹೂಮ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ದಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the result is presented to the user or the output is presented to the user in the form of user understandable form. User understandable form. We know the computer input ಕಳಿಸುವಾಗ it should be in the form of computer understandable form, and after getting the output it is displayed to the user or it is presented to the user in which format? In user understandable format. And when you consider the output may be of any of these two forms. The output may be of in the form hard copy or it may be in the form of soft copy. ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರು ಇದನ್ನ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಪಿ? The information or data which is printed on the paper is called hard copy. The information or data which is in the computer memory, which is stored in the computer memory, is called soft copy. That is about the output. And the last one in this stage, we are going to discuss about communication. So very important, one of the wonderful feature of computer, that is called communication. One of the wonderful feature of computer. ಯಾಕೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫೇಮಸ್, ಯಾಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಈಸ್ the storage. We can make an storage of our documents or any information for a long years. ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರು ಅವನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. And the another feature is the speed and accuracy. We discussed this in characteristics of computer in first year. Alwa speed and accuracy character igu kuda computer na prefer ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And nowadays the computers are having a wonderful feature called as communication feature ide, so that it increases the power of computer, means it increases the usability of computer. So ಇದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೀಚರ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ದೇರ್ ಪವರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಸ್ ಪವರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯೂಸೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And when you consider the communication, we know that there are two types of communication. One is wired communication, or we can also perform wireless communication. Wired communication kuda madabodu, wireless communication kuda madabodu. So before in historic or in the previous before 25 years we are having a landline phones alva, ivaglu kuda idave landlines. So that is an example for wired communication, and we are using mobiles now. Mobile is an example for wireless communication. So similar to that, computers can also be used for wired communication and wireless communication. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇಂದ ಏನ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಫಾರ್, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಫಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ನ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ದ ಮೇನ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಮೇನ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಇದೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನೀಡ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್, ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಫಾರ್, ತುಂಬಾ ದೂರದಿಂದನೂ ನಾನು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ನ ಪಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್. ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಐ ಟೇಕನ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾಸ್, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ and I will get a result or output of this. ಅದರ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆವರಲ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ಸ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಮೆಮೊರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ in case of data processing cycle. While you are writing this for the examination, you have to write diagrammatic representation and the definition of data processing cycle, and you have to explain the 5 phases: input, processing, storage, output and communication. Idistunu kuda explain ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So let us discuss or let us give the assignment questions for this class. So listen, the assignment questions based on this session, and these 2 questions are very important for examination point of view. And the first question, as we discussed, the differentiate between manual data processing and computerized data processing. And second question is explain data processing cycle in detail. So frequently asked question in annual examination. ಇವೆರಡು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಎ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ದ ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಒನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್.